Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network. The NFL season is over, so that means the next wave of best ball has begun. Welcome back, fanspeak.com. Tyler, we're here. I think, am I correct? This will be both of our first drafts this season.
Yeah, both of our first drafts.
All right. Yeah, so for those who don't know, like the reason we're not doing the NBA rundown, it's not on Tyler, it's on me. I'm trying to buy this huge property up in the foothills, and it's taken all of my time. So this is kind of going to be a first look. All I've really done, Tyler, I told you right before we started, is I've checked out Steve and Meg's rookie previews. So I got a good idea of who we like and who we're fading. And I checked out some of Justin's and Andrew's. Most recently, I listened to, on the way home from work today, the regression show. So a little bit, but I think this is going to be fun. This is kind of going to be our first look here. And I think this is going to be cool because by, May, I'm going to be locked in with all my takes and stuff. But today I'm going to be open-minded. But first of all, Tyler, how are you today? Even though I don't know if I'm as prepared as usual, I'm excited to do this, man, and just get my mind off real estate and contracts and home inspections and home showings, getting kicked out of my house every 10 minutes because people want to walk through it, wondering, where everything is. So, Tyler, I'm excited to talk some football with you. How are you today?
I'm good. I mean, it's fun to be our first draft. I'm interested to see where everyone goes on their ADPs. And we could have some fun with these kind of drafts. We could kind of predict, we think this guy's going to end up here, try and build that stack. And if we get it right, probably going to be the only people with that stack. So these are the fun drafts to do before everyone starts to move.
Yeah, I know some people are like, it's too early. It's too early. But the winner of Best Ball Mania last year was drafted in June.
Yeah.
Right. So everyone thinks, I want to wait for all the information. But here's the deal. Everybody's got the information. You're not getting the edge. Maybe if it was like a home league and your buddies aren't paying attention. But here in Best Ball Mania, you want to be here early because, and it wasn't always the case, but a lot of these ADP movements were correct, right? A lot of the people that flew up the board, like Malik Neighbors. I mean, I know Rashee Rice ended up getting hurt, but it was obviously a smart pick. A lot of these guys that flew up the board did so for good reason. Tyler, I was going to jump on the takeaway show, but with everything going on, I wasn't going to do it. But my main takeaway, and the one thing I was going to say if I wasn't able to be on that show, and if you want to check that out, I did listen to that one as well here on the Fanspeak Network. They did their takeaways from last season. Tyler, my main takeaway is I'm not going to completely abandon zero RB, but I definitely want more hero RB builds.
Yeah, I agree there.
And I overvalued tight ends last year. Wasting all those picks on Trey McBride and Sam Laporta and Mark Andrews, and those could have been guys like Derrick Henry or Josh Jacobs or James Cook. That's the major change I want to make, and so I'm not going to be looking past the running backs as much in the early rounds this year. I'm going to go for a more balanced build. Some hero RB. I mean, obviously the late round values are still available, right? Like Bucky Irvin ended up being great. Tyrone Tracy was a good late round pick. So it's not that I want to go full on, robust RB or double RB to start. I don't necessarily think I need to do that, but I do want to target some more of these early round running backs. What about you? What would be your takeaway or something that you want to do differently this season?
No, I mean, I totally agree with you on the running backs. Definitely want to be more heavy on the running backs. It just seems like people are going to take away from Philly. I mean, they were built to make the Super Bowl. They made the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They really didn't have a running back then. They didn't have one last year. They splurged in the offseason, went and got probably the best running back in the league, and they win the Super Bowl. I think a lot of teams may take that blueprint. Baltimore's kind of on that same blueprint, but they're missing the passing game as much. They don't have a dominant receiver. Zay Flowers is good, but they don't have that alpha to where Philly has A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. And
Zay Flowers missed the playoff game, too.
Yeah, Zay Flowers missed the playoff game. So. I mean, I think a lot of teams are going to try and go that route. I mean, San Francisco's kind of on that same route with CMC also, too. So that's the way these teams have been built that have made the Super Bowl. The only one that's won it that hasn't really had the running backs was the Chiefs. And they have the best quarterback in the world. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Jamie's in here and he says, get the love stack in print. So, a couple thoughts. I mean, I did look over all the ADPs and stuff, right? God, I hate to do this, Tyler. Jordan Love is too low. He's too low.
Oh, yeah, he's way too low.
So, but the reason I'm putting this on the screen, who do we stack them with? Don't you think there's a chance that they add someone that we're not aware of right now?
Yeah, that's the only problem. Or you got to take the shot on picking their rookie receiver they draft.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's why I think it's tough to stack them right now. But, Jamie, I hate to do this, but I'm going to be with you. Unless he goes up, his ADP is too low right now. And it hurts me to say that because I wanted to short him. But I'm. Go ahead, Tyler.
Oh, I didn't know if I was cutting off or not, but I was going to say from our last show we did, that question we asked on which player we'd be drafting a lot of. I think your guy Trevor Lawrence that you said, I mean, he's going to get a lot of late picks here. So I think he could be a guy we target late in these drafts.
Am I doing this again?
New coach, new offense.
I've been so high on him every year. And
I think we are doing this again.
All right. Clyde says, what's up, Clyde? Good to talk to you, man. Hopefully we'll be able to talk a little more. I should be doing some more shows. Hopefully, if everything gets taken care of and I move in a couple weeks, really going to dial in on the content then. Clyde says, maybe look for a top player, RB1, 2, and then look for a top player. So if it's passive league next year or running league, you hopefully have a top player for that position. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go more balanced. Yeah, Eagles. And I like this. Love stack. Favorite love stack. All right, throwing out the B-52s, Clyde. That's a good one right there. All right, Tyler. Do we have any other thoughts, or do we just want to jump right in and knock out a draft? I mean,
I think it's time we jump right in. See.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see.
I'll click enter.
Yeah, let's do it. So if you guys want to get in with us, it's a 3, 2, 1. Jump in, and let's see how many people we're waiting for.
We are waiting for 2 people.
All right. Well, if you want to draft with us, jump in right now. All right, guys. I'm going to have to go full screen here, so I won't see as many comments. All right. So Jamar Chase, number 1. Saquon, Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs.
We're at the 11 spot.
All right. So. Man, can you believe how high Aston Genty's gone?
I think that's a little high. I mean, I think he's good, but
I almost think it's going to be like Marvin Harrison last year.
How many of those tackles that he broke at Boise State is he not going to break in the NFL? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't think that he's built to be like a 20-25 carry a guy. I mean, if he gets there, and I hate to do this again, right? Going back to DraftKings.
Like I would take Josh Jacobs and Jonathan Taylor over him. And they go 19 and 22 compared to him going 14.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, it's just going to be like Marvin Harrison last year. I think it's just too high. I think Bucky Irving's too high as well. But we'll see.
Bucky Irving's way too high. Where was he at? 24.
You see Brock Bowers, buddy?
Yeah, he's up there. I think Breece Hall fell a little too far too.
He fell way too far. You're telling me you'd rather have Bucky Irving's getting drafted ahead of Breece Hall? No.
Yeah, no chance.
No way. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Or I mean, I like the opportunity for us. Bijan, that's going to be a nice pick here.
If he takes them, I mean, those first 3, I think those are going to be your straight 3 most of the time.
I think Robinson's going to have a good season.
I think he's going to have a good season too, but I think those are going to be your first 3 off the board almost every time.
Yeah, CD was going at number 2 last year. We see him right here around 7. What do you think? Him and Dak have a bounce back? I think Dak's a little undervalued.
I think Dak is undervalued. I mean, he does put up fantasy numbers. He's not the best quarterback in the league, but his numbers are very good. So,
there's a difference between winning playoff games and winning this competition. So,
A-Chain at 6. It seems a little little far of a
I
reach.
like A-Chain.
And he's good, but I mean, can he stay that healthy again all year?
I think so. All right, so who are we going for here?
We're going for one of the second-year players, or are we going to start the running back game right here?
Your choice. I like all these guys on the board right now, except for I don't want Genty or McCaffrey. I just want one of the top 3.
I mean, Henry's there. I don't hate taking Henry.
Let's do Derrick Henry.
Let's do Derrick Henry. We'll start it off with the running backs. And we may be able to come back and get one of these wide receivers.
Yeah.
If not, at least we have Drake London and AJ Brown still there. So do you want to go Drake London, AJ Brown? Drake London looked like he got a lot of targets with Penix down that last couple games.
Yeah, let's take London. All right. Lad McConkey's way too high as well. And here's why I say that. Not that he's not a good player, but they're going to add more receivers.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's going to end up dropping back to wide receiver too. He might stay 1.
Yeah, but still, I mean, he's just not. Last year, he was like really the only target. I mean, who was he competing with? Quinton Johnston? I mean, I don't think they're going to go get like T. Higgins or anything, or a big name, but there's a lot of wide receivers in this draft. I think they're going to get like a bunch of skill players in 2nd, 3rd, 4th rounds.
How far are they going to let CMC fall on this board?
Probably pretty far, man. I mean,
he does this every couple of years, though, where it's like one really good year, then an injury-plagued year, and then he bounces back with a good year.
But is it just the time that it stops? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe not in this offense. They're going to play.
I'm not worried about the offense.
Schedule.
I'm worried about just his body. Like, how old is he now? Does it say his age on there? If you click on him?
No, it does not. There he goes right there, pick 20.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, pick 19, also seems like a bit of a drop. He's a guy I could see getting traded and ending up maybe in a Ravens jersey. So,
yeah, that would be good for Baltimore. I like how he thought he was an NBA player and just like demanded a trade, and like they're like, no,
this
is
doesn't
the
work
NFL, buddy.
Yeah, nice try.
You're not Jimmy Butler. All right, some of these other players on the board. Garrett Wilson, I've heard his name in trade talks. What do you think of Garrett Wilson this season, Tyler?
They said Fields and the Jets have like a weird mutual interest in each other. Garrett Wilson and Justin Fields played college ball together, so if he lands there, Garrett Wilson isn't going anywhere, I don't think.
Good point. And maybe that's going to be a good spot for him, and he's just gone off the board here. How many more picks do we have? We're 7 picks away. So what range are we in? Here, I'm going to check the comments real quick. Let's see. Yeah, I'll do a draft with you, Clyde. We got Omega King is in this draft. What's up, buddy? Tim said, I thought Marvin Harrison was going to be good. Yeah, and we'll see. Maybe it's going to take a year, but my concern about Harrison was he wasn't getting a lot of separation, right?
No.
It's not like he was wide open and Kyler was missing him. He really wasn't doing that well. The Snowman's in here. He's in the 3-hole. So good to be hanging out with you guys. Glad to see you in here. Tim says, feels like Dallas is falling apart. Want to like Dak, but tough year. How many more picks are we away?
2 or 3.
I'll go back to the comments after we make our picks. Okay, so who do you like here?
Brees Hall. I think it's easy.
I wouldn't mind Josh Allen either.
One of the two. There goes Brees.
There goes Josh Allen. Gone, I would be disappointed.
Oh, nope.
He's still there. You want to take Allen?
We'll take Josh Allen.
Let's do it. I like this team. Okay. All right. So now we'll be kind of looking for some Buffalo receivers. We'll pick right now, and then we'll look, and we'll just go just to the wide receiver tab and star. I like Worthy way more than Harrison.
Yeah, Worthy, Smith, J-Mo is how I would go.
Bro, so every year I think that Mixon's going to fall off and he
Are we taking
doesn't.
Worthy?
But I'm down for Worthy, dude.
Yeah, we'll take Worthy.
Okay. Go to the wide receiver tab real quick, and let's just star up the rest of our Buffalo receivers. Wow. You're that far down?
He's pretty far down there. We'll be drafting these guys super late spread.
Keon Coleman isn't that good.
He's just touchdown guy.
Where's Kincaid at? Just out of curiosity.
$130.
31. All right, yeah. Okay, cool. So we're going to be able to correlate here pretty easily. I'm going to go back to the chat real quick. We'll see what these guys are saying. Tim already says, I feel like Dallas is falling apart. Yeah, but they're also, I think they're a good bounce back candidate here too this season. Tim likes our Henry pick. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like me betting on the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, right? I'm gonna just keep doing it until they look good. There was so much promise for 49ers down one swing now. Debo's passes prime. Yeah, he could be going. Terry to New England, huh? Yeah, Jamie talking about Chase Brown on here. They were kind of talking about him as a regression candidate, but I don't see that.
I don't see it either.
I think he'll be about the same.
Unless they add someone to split into his workload, he should just still get all the carries.
Yeah.
The only worry though is their offensive line could lose pieces if T. Higgins goes. Also, like the offense just becomes a little less powerful, a little easier to key in on guys.
Yeah, I just don't see him falling off that hard. King of Kings in here, and our guy Flash. What's up, man? Haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you,
Flash in forever.
Yeah, dude, I'm happy I got on here, dude. I've been doing too much of that real estate stuff, dude. It's good to just talk some sports. All right, so where we're at, we're 7 picks away, and who's here on the board?
Do you think it's crazy to think that Philly could just run this back and win it again? They're pretty much bringing everyone back. Could we have a Philly, Kansas City, similar to Golden State, Cleveland, where they just kind of push everyone out of their way every year?
The only reason I don't think so is it's so much harder to stay healthy.
I mean, 2 of the last 3 years, it's been that matchup. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, so 3 picks away. What are we looking at? Do we want to finish off the running back, or do we want to go for one of these other guys?
I don't hate taking Kenneth Walker right here. We talked about him too. They got the new offensive coordinator,
right? Because that guy, the guy that I loved, Ryan Grubb, they obviously didn't love him, and I don't think he ran the ball enough.
Let's take Kenneth Walker.
Okay, cool. One of the persons that they talked about on Andrew and Justin's stream that I agreed with on the regression.
We're going to start another stack we talked about right here too. If
David Montgomery, he just went off the board, but I agreed with him. I think they're going to go a lot more to Gibbs. I definitely agreed with that take on the David Montgomery.
We are going to start another stack we talked about earlier in this show spread with another pick if he's here.
Who?
Jaden Reed.
Okay. All right. So now we're going what? 2, 1, 2, 3. I like that. Okay. You
gotta go. Jordan Love goes around 109.
I mean, isn't this crazy, bro? Bo Nix is ahead of Jordan Love.
That's wild to me.
And they brought him up on regression candidates, and I
Bo Nix is not only just ahead of Jordan Love, he's ahead of Brock Purdy, Caleb Williams, Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, Dak, CJ Stroud. Mind you, he does have that little bit of a running ability, but he's not that good in my eyes.
They're not playing that 4th place schedule anymore.
No.
You know, I mean, we saw the same thing with Houston and CJ, right? Playing the 4th place schedule. He was a top fantasy performer.
And you guys are going to get better. Even if it's only slightly, you guys are still going to get better.
Yeah.
The Chargers are going to get better. Yeah. The Chiefs aren't going to fall off much. So it's like defense in the NFL only holds for so long too. Like, let's see if their defense can reproduce, because
You know what I
Really,
was thinking about too when they were doing the David Montgomery? You know what else doesn't hold long? You know how like all year long I go, Lions had the best O line in the league. Usually
O
you
line
only
doesn't
keep those
hold all year.
lines
Yeah,
2 to 3 years.
yeah. Which is why
I
it's
like
very
the running.
impressive
I
what
like the
Philly's.
rookie running back on the board. I like Travion Henderson a lot.
I like his partner that was in the backfield with him better, Judkins.
Oh, do you? Okay,
Yeah,
well, we got
I
opportunity
think
for
Judkins a
both
better
of them.
player.
Do you? I think Henderson's better.
That might just be
Debo
me
all
from
the way down
playing.
to 72. He was going at like 19 last
That
year.
might just be me from playing the NCAA football game where Judkins is an absolute monster, but
Well, see, I mean, I didn't play the game, so you got more
I could be
insight
biased
than me
there.
here. Yeah. All right, I'm
I
gonna check
also
in with
think
this couple.
this wide receiver from Ohio State, Emeka Ibuka, is going to be very good.
Yeah, Flash agrees with me. He says AFC is wide open. Yeah, that might be, Chiefs could be vulnerable next year.
Is it as wide open as it's still just the top 4 quarterbacks teams are the ones that are going to be there in the end?
Yeah, but I mean, so
It's still going to
last
be
year
the
Kelsey pulled
Chiefs.
the NBA, right? Where I'm not going to try during the regular season, but I'll be a
Yeah.
stud during the postseason. He wasn't able to do it this year. That's a big drop off, man. If
But
you
they'll have
look at
Rasheed Rice back.
maybe
I mean, he'll be back.
doesn't he have to worry about the suspension this year?
Yeah, I mean, he'll be suspended, but he'll be there in the end. He's not getting
That's
suspended the
true.
whole year.
Okay, that's a good point. He'll be there for the playoffs. Okay. Let's see some of these other players. Yeah, Bo Nix is too high, dude. And
Bo Nix is
I
too
like
high.
Bo Nix, but
I'm not touching Jalen Warren because who knows what's going on with that backfield.
why do you say that?
They might bring in somebody. He might not be the one. They might bring Najee back. Like there's no saying what
All
they're
right,
going to
quick.
do.
We got to make a pick. Who do you like? Scroll back up. We're not reaching that far.
Do we want to get a tight end now, or do we want to? I mean, you want to go Warren?
No. We got
It would have to be
7
Hawk
seconds.
then.
All right. All right. Let's think ahead to our next pick.
We got 2 picks to decide. I don't think ADP matters in these draft spread.
Okay.
Do you want to get him off the board now, or
I was thinking about it. He's at 109. We can wait.
he's at 109? But how many quarterbacks are in front of him? There's still 1, 2,
yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
And it's only Jaden Reed. It's not like we're like
Now there's only 5. But all right, where do we want to go? Do we want to target wide receiver?
Do you like Matthew Golden? Does he bang in that game you got?
I haven't played with him, but I'm fine with him or Bateman.
I'm fine with that. Or Cup. I'm down for Cup too.
We'll go Golden. We'll take the rookie. We only have 1 second. I don't want Cup. He could just be a waste of a pick.
Where do you think he ends up?
To be completely honest, I don't know.
Dude, he might get cut. I don't know if anyone's going to trade anything for him.
That's the other thing too, is I don't know if anyone is going to trade for him.
But if he gets cut, he's more likely to go to a good team, right? So, I mean, if we just go back to the old adage, draft good players on good teams, what do you think of Aaron Jones? I don't know if they had him as a regression candidate, but they talked about there's a big possibility that Minnesota might bring another back in too.
I think they need to bring another back in. I still will bang on the table that they should go get Matthew Stafford.
Who?
The Vikings.
Oh, Minnesota. I was thinking of Green Bay. I'm like, no. Yeah, I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either, but I think that would be a great.
Where do you think Stafford, assuming Stafford got traded, like where do you think he would end up?
For some reason, they're saying the Giants because his brother-in-law got hired there, but I think that would just be a bad idea. Why go finish your career behind a bad offensive line on that bad turf? Like that's just asking for a career-ending injury to push you out. So I would go to Minnesota. I would ask if they wanted me. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm thinking Minnesota's got to go all in on JJ though, right?
I think you could maybe be like, listen, we wanted you to sit a year and learn, and you were going to probably play after 6 weeks, but you got hurt. Now we have the chance to bring in a vet and take a shot at a Super Bowl, and you're going to learn from this guy, and you'll take over next year. He's still under a rookie contract. He can't really demand his way out. He's not going to beat Stafford out in camp either. You can give him the idea that he's going to compete with him. He's not going to beat him out.
Yeah.
So I think that
I
they
just
should
don't
do
see
that.
him do it. I think they go on JJ. Do you think there's a chance that we get him in Las Vegas?
No.
Why is it that?
I just don't think that you guys would target a vet quarter. You guys getting Stafford doesn't do anything for you, but give you 1 year to win.
I mean,
9
you're
to
Pete
10
Carroll,
games.
dude. Like, it's not like you're going to be coaching that long.
I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying, but I don't think it matches your guys' timeline. I think you guys draft one of the quarterbacks, sign a guy like Darnold or Russ. They play the first 8 weeks, and then the rookie comes in.
You know where the best spot for him would be, right?
What's that?
Your team.
I don't want him.
Why not?
I mean, I think it would work, but our offensive line's not all that good. We'd get him killed.
Well,
I think our ownership is going down the drain too. Like the new Rooney that's in charge is just asleep at the wheel.
All right, so we got a plan. So we'll do Jordan Love if he's on the board. We got to worry about the guy right in front of us.
On the comeback, we'll take Coleman.
I don't even want Keon Coleman. Take him off.
Oh wow, disrespected Coleman.
Yeah, I don't want Keon Coleman. All right, don't take Love. Don't take Love.
He needs a quarterback too.
I know he might.
Took Swift.
You still there? All right. Cool. So there we go. We got that. All right. What do we want to do with our next pick? Najee?
I'd rather not.
I don't see Felix Castro on our chat, but he would approve of that.
I'd rather take J.K. Dobbins over Najee.
No way.
What about Scatterbo?
I wouldn't mind that.
Actually, Tucker Kraft, tight end right there for Green Bay. There's part of the stack.
That's fine. I'm down with that too. Yeah, they had Kraft as a regression candidate, but that was almost off the same thing I was saying about Reed. Like, they're probably going to add weapons.
Even if they do, they're not going to – like, he spreads the ball out so much. I don't think he just peppers a guy.
Yeah. That's crazy that Kraft's got a higher ADP than Kincaid. Kincaid was going like 41 last year.
He had the worst year I've ever seen. Not like ever seen, but he was bad last year, and I drafted a lot of them.
I drafted a lot of them too. And in like managed leagues, I just kept starting him, just hoping. Okay.
I like the way our team's building out. We got our
I like the fact that I'm balanced this year.
Yeah. Got 2 tight ends already.
No,
Looking back on it, we're
done with tight end. We're done with QB and tight end.
We probably should have.
All we're drafting is wide receivers and running backs from here on out, unless just something is crazy.
Yeah, I'll leave these tabs open.
Maybe we can get a third QB. Oh, because this is a 20-pick draft, right?
I believe so. How do I
think
make
it is
the big screen?
I'm out of practice. Where is that big screen? Is it that one? Is it the eye?
No. Usually there was like a big board button, I swear.
Yeah, there used to be right up here.
Oh, well.
Let's see if the chat can help us out there.
Here, I'll tell you if it's a 20-pick draft right now. Yeah, it's 20.
Yeah, it's 20. All right, so we could. I'm down in tight end. I mean,
we'll take another quarterback late, or if there's one there that shouldn't be there at a point.
Why is Stroud at 125?
You're asking me. He's going to play.
Remember how last year I had so much Tua Trevor? I think this year it's going to be Jordan CJ is going to be my little duo. My buddy is a big Raiders fan. Is worried that we're going to take Jackson Dart.
That would be bad.
I do not want Dart. What do you think of Diggs this year? He's at the top of the board right now, falling.
Isn't he a free agent?
I don't think so.
I believe he is a free agent. So
if he is, then why do they have Houston next to his name?
I think that's where he's considered right now. I mean, you look at everybody's names that are free agents; they're going to have their team.
A free agent. Is Keenan Allen a free agent?
I don't think so.
You understand if Najee's still on the board, we're going to have to take him, right?
Yeah.
Tyjae Spears was someone we had a lot of last year that didn't turn out.
There you go.
We can
Right there.
just
Tajay
get
Spears.
off. We don't need a third tight end.
There goes Trevor Lawrence.
No, we don't want to spend that much on quarterback anyways. We're already.
I mean, he went a little earlier than I expected, but still, he went in the 120s. There goes Najee.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Everyone like, oh, we got a new coach. Like, whoop-de-doo. Like, how many people got credit for Baker Mayfield? Like, maybe we should give Baker credit. Right? I mean, at a certain point, oh, look what he did with Baker. It's like, well, yeah. That's what we said about Dave Canales, who ended up being a pretty good coach, right? And
All right, we're up in 2 picks.
All right, who do you want?
I
want Scatterboo.
Yeah, Scatterboo.
And then, boy, I had so much Christian Kirk last year, too. What do you think of him? Isn't he Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think the free agents are there. Isn't Kirk?
The free agents aren't there. Or I don't want Romeo Dubes. I don't think he's all that good.
I think he's good.
He's never a yardage guy. He's just touchdowns.
This is a touchdown game. We're not in DraftKings.
It's up to you. We got 25 seconds to decide.
Did we take Scatterboo already?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did. Okay. Your choice.
Yeah, I'm fine with Dubes. It'd either be him or Jalen.
We're already correlated.
Yeah, him or Jalen Coker would have been my guys.
And then if he's still on the board, we should probably go Cooper next. Dontavian Wicks, I had so much of him last year.
He should be on the board for us at 157.
Where do you think Sanders ends up?
You guys?
You think so 5-star thinks that too.
It just makes sense. Like he's always trained with Brady.
I just can't imagine him getting past New York. What? So are we both agreed that Cam Ward's going number 1?
No. I think there's a weird pathway where that edge rusher goes first.
Abdul Carter?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
he's the best player in the draft.
Remember when you were talking about Will Anderson?
Yes.
It's almost like that.
This is that all over again.
You just know he's going to be good. And supposedly next year's quarterback class is better, so maybe they're thinking, who do they are? They have that one guy Simmons, right? Already on the D line. So you pair him with Carter. You're gonna have and how many teams are going to be looking at what the Eagles did and go, you know what? We just need to get a front 4. They can get pressure. And it makes calling a defense a lot easier, right? When I just get pressure, I don't have to blitz.
Yeah, that's what you want to do.
And then Cleveland, what do you think they go? Travis Hunter?
I think Cleveland could fall into Cam Ward.
I don't know.
I also think they could trade out. Cleveland could be the team you guys trade with.
What about New York? I thought for sure they were going to draft Sanders, but maybe not, huh?
If they sign Stafford, they're not drafting a guy, I don't think.
Well, of course. And who knows how they're all ranking them, right? Like, we're just talking about them because of the top guys on the board. But, if New York's got a second-round grade on them, which isn't that crazy.
One of these teams take Dart all of a sudden. It's like, what was that?
Yeah, I'm not high in Dart. Who do you think's going to be better, Dart or the Rat? Spencer Rattler. I mean, doesn't he just feel like Spencer Rattler all over again?
A little bit, but I mean, I think if you put Dart with if he had the Bo Nix treatment where he ends up with a guy like Sean Payton, he might be good.
Yeah, I guess so. But that was a weird situation. Like, how often are
it won't happen often.
Coaches picking in the top 15, right?
Yeah, it's not going to happen often.
And then if they're in the back 15, you're probably not going to start because would you want him on Pittsburgh?
No.
I don't think he would do good there.
We kind of need a running back here.
You want to do that first?
Yeah.
Who do we want?
Might have to be Ray Davis.
I'd rather have Braylon Allen.
I'll take Braylon Allen.
And then we'll get Cooper in the next.
Yeah, he should be there.
Let's check the chat real quick. Scadaboo's head's going to fall off his shoulders. Why do you say that, Clyde?
A lot of people said that about James Conner, and he's still going strong. Right, I'll take Cooper here.
Yeah, that was an L for me. I've been down for him.
Even though Cooper's a free agent, we'll take him.
He is?
Uh-huh.
They're screwing me up, man. He is? Do you think he'll come back?
He might. He might come back on a cheap deal.
Huh. All right. See, sorry guys, I told you, man. I've been studying wells and solar power and off-grid permits, so excuse me for being a little bit off. Yeah, you're right, because Justin Fields is a free agent for sure, right?
Yeah, he's a free agent. Yeah,
is Russ a free agent too?
Yeah, Russ is also a free agent. That's why it says right here, Pittsburgh to bring back one quarterback.
Do you think either of them will come back?
One of them's coming back. I think they bring one back and draft a guy.
Who do you think they'll bring back?
I pray to God they bring back Fields.
What's up?
I pray to God they bring back Fields and not Russ. I know Russ can throw the ball a little better, but I think that's just over with. We're not going to have as much money invested in Fields either, so it's easier to walk away from him. And I had this weird feeling watching Jalen Milroe play that if he's
draft him in the third round or something.
Yeah, we're going to draft him, but I don't think we're the right team to build him the way he should be built. Tell me he doesn't remind you of Josh Allen coming out of college. Big guy, cannon arm, can sling it wherever it needs to go. A little bit of accuracy problems, but those can be fixed. You just got to put him with the right coach.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think we could do it, but that's the route I see them going.
I know you're not going to want to draft Arnold.
I'd be.
All right, so how about this? Just for a fun
I'd be putting my Eagles jacket on if we sign Sam Darnold. I'm bandwagoning over to the other side of the state.
Okay, just for a fun conversation, assuming we did draft Sam Darnold, where would you want him to end up? Where do you think is the best possible landing spot for him?
Back in Minnesota somehow.
All right, let's throw that out, though, because that's obvious.
Pray to God that Stafford leaves L.A. and McVay goes, I can use that guy.
What about New York Jets?
That's just why? You know what I mean? Why ever do that to yourself?
I'm just thinking you got Garrett Wilson, right? I mean, at least
spread. Look at how bad his other years were when he started. Don't get me wrong. He had 4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions this year, but he had the best wide receivers he's ever had in his entire football career. His other starting years was 2,500 yards and 2,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, and double-digit interceptions. It's not going to happen without Kevin O'Connell, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and these guys.
I'm trying to think of another place he could go that would be good.
All right, we're up on 1 pick.
What about Tennessee? All right, let's figure out our pick first.
I'm fine taking some Cedric Tillman here.
Oh, yeah, that's fine with me. Well, who's this Xavier Restrepo? I can't remember. I remember Steve talking about him, but I don't remember a lot about him.
I don't know much about him either. I'd have to look him up real quick, but we only have 10 seconds.
Well, let's grab
we need a running back also, though. What about Chubb?
Sure.
I don't think I'm going to get it in. I got it in.
All right, so who do we want for our next one? I'll take a shot at one of these rookies. Restrepo or Royals?
Let's take Restrepo.
All right.
This tight end right here, stud.
Who?
Harold Fannin Jr.
Where did he play?
Bowling Green.
You're a G for knowing that.
He's huge. He set the record for FBS yards or something.
Demario Douglas, he was supposed to break out last year and he did not. I'm fine taking him off the list. If we need a tight end, I don't mind Noah Gray, but I don't think we need another tight end.
I want this Fannin Jr. guy if we're taking a tight end. He's 6'4", 230.
I'm down for him if you want. If he's still on the board, we can take him the next round. What about my guy Kendre Miller, who I drafted so much of last year and played 5 snaps?
Yeah, no, we don't want anything to do with that backfield. This was Fannon's stats from this year's spread.
All right.
117 catches for 1,555 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
He also had 9 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown.
That's sweet.
You go off the board yet? No, he's still there.
I think the fact that he went to Bowling Green.
Hopkins retired, and he's still on the board.
He did retire?
He told the article came out. They said he told Reed he retired after the game.
Yeah, I was watching. He used to be my favorite player. Like, I thought there was a time when he was on Houston that he was like a top 3, top 4 receiver in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who the top guys were at the time. It was probably like Devontae, and it was before Cup broke out. But yeah, it just simply doesn't have it anymore.
Who do you think is going to be RB2 in San Francisco? You think it's Mason or you think it's Garendo?
Mason. Till he gets hurt. I thought Mason was way better than Garendo. Remember when we were doing the shows last year and I kept trying to say he's not bad and you're like, he's not good. I'm talking about Garendo, remember?
Yeah. That burst of speed he has, though, is just behind that offensive line. He can find holes and just run away.
Yeah.
I don't hate getting in on Marshawn Lloyd also. I mean, I get Josh Jacobs as a bell cow, but he does get hurt every once in a while.
Yeah, I was pretty high on him last year, but this late, right? I mean, like, what's the opportunity cost Malik Washington?
Yeah, I mean, Audric Estime is the only other running back I'd look at and go, I'd maybe take a shot.
I actually would want Estime more than Lloyd.
I can agree there, yeah. I would also want him more than Roschon Johnson, who seems to only get carries inside the 5-yard line.
King of Kings took Bannon from us because you read out his stats. He might have okay, that's fine. We don't need a third tight end. Who do we want?
We'll take Estime.
De'Ami Brown?
Let's take Estime. Actually, De'Ami Brown's not a bad pick right there.
Yeah, let's take De'Ami Brown, dude.
Just in case they don't add the pieces we think they're going to add in the offseason. It's not a bad pick.
I mean, if you're that GM, are you worried about the offense?
Not really.
I'm using all my picks.
Estime
the
or McLaughlin?
The only thing I'm adding to my offense is the lineman.
Estime or McLaughlin?
Estime. I'm not making that McLaughlin. Remember last year you used to make fun of me? You're like, why do you like that little dude?
Oh, I tried to tell you all summer he was going to be bad.
Well, I thought he was going to get 1,000 checkdowns from Bo. Little did I know, Bo was just pushing it down the field to Cortland Sutton like a G.
Nothing's better than watching someone key in on a Denver running back and watching Javonte Williams trot out there on first down every possession.
Every time, yeah. And he wasn't even that good.
He stunk.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's probably still on the board down here somewhere.
Who? Javonte got drafted.
He got drafted, okay?
Yeah, he's the number 1. Right?
He's a free agent. There's rumors there's rumors we might let Najee walk and bring in Javonte. It's like Spider-Man meme.
I know, huh? I actually like Najee a little better.
Javonte goes about 184. So yeah, he's off the board.
Yeah, I mean we're just throwing darts at this point.
2-6-8-2. I wouldn't mind getting one more tight end and one more quarterback here.
All right, just who do you want a QB?
Just as injury coverage.
Yeah, let's look at the QBs. Who's on the board?
Quarterbacks on the board. There's Russ, Cousins, Rodgers, Milroe, Winston.
Bro, did you see the rumors that we're going to draft Will Howard?
Oh, my God.
Not in the first round, but like as a third-round pick? Because he knows the system?
I mean, I could see.
That's why they're saying it, right?
I could see that. I think we should get some of this tight end as our third tight end, the guy from Washington. Zach Ertz can't keep playing at this level.
I know. It's like The Breaking Bad. He can't keep getting away with this.
Which quarterback should we target? I don't want Cousins.
It's either Cousins or Milrow. Who else could you possibly want? Daniel Jones?
I mean, as a third quarterback, if we get to that point, like Rodgers, just give me 10 points.
Where do you think Rodgers ends up?
He might end up in Pittsburgh.
I don't think that would work, dude.
I don't think it would work either.
Doesn't that seem like the worst combination?
Just please do what you've done everywhere, Aaron, and get the head coach fired.
No, don't do it. We gave too much to Carroll. I can't
All right,
get him.
are we taking Rodgers or are we taking? Let's take the
We're
tight
not
end.
taking Rodgers.
Take Sinot first.
Rodgers might not even get picked up. Who's gonna want him?
Or do we go famous Jameis?
Jameis could end up in Vegas too.
I'm down to take Jameis because he's one of them dudes. He might give us like 35 fantasy points one game.
Yeah, that's true. Is he a free agent?
That guy just drafted Jesse James.
That's a sweet name.
That's Jordan James. Yeah, Jameis is a free agent. You want to take him? I mean, there's nothing else really on the board I think we need to like key in on. Actually, Deontay Johnson, his attitude's pretty
we're
bad.
not taking him.
All right, yeah, we're taking famous Jameis.
All right, let's look at the running backs and wide receivers here, and let's try and just look for the diamonds in the rough. Wow, this is tough picking too. No way. Why is he so low, bro? Is he not going to play for like 8 weeks?
I think this guy.
Jonathan Brooks is out for the year, so don't take him.
Jonathan Brooks is out for the year. Tank Dell's probably out for the year. Where's Jamie at? Is he in the chat? Please tell me Jamie's still in the chat. I need to know if Watson's out for the whole year.
Jamie, if you're in the chat, let us know what's up with Christian Watson. Rodgers to Vegas. That would
Noah
be
Brown's
terrible.
down here too.
Who's that?
The other wide receiver in Washington. Did we draft this fake
They
person?
must just be assuming that
Look at this fake person right here. This ain't even a real person.
let's draft him. Tim Patrick. I drafted hell of him 2 years ago. Jermaine Burton, I drafted a lot of him last year.
Cooks is way down there too. Holy.
Well, he didn't. Odell Beckham's still playing.
You're doing my guy 30, 239.
Tyler Boyd. I remember liking Treylon Burks. I thought Rondell Moore was going to be good last year too. I thought Jalen Hyatt was going to be good too.
We're down here queuing guys, and we don't get to pick again.
Oh, we're done. Okay, great. Let's talk about the other people's teams, and then we'll go over ours.
I really wish I could make it. Is it going to make it the big board after this guy picks, or
no? I don't know where that went.
That's kind of all right. Oh, here it is.
Oh, we're stupid. All right, cool. We're so dumb.
That wasn't there before.
All right, so we had 3 guys, and throw your name in there too if you drafted with those 2. But we had Omega King at 2, Snow. Sorry, my eyes. You know what? I'm not for this. I gotta put my glasses on. All right, so we got Omega King, Snow, and King of Kings. Oh, and I think Zotek because I just saw him.
Just gonna make it.
And we got a guy at 11. Looks like we're talking about everybody. Wait, he's 12. Okay. All right, let's start with go back to that big board.
No, this isn't sharing. Sorry. I was trying to make it full screen. I thought it pulled up full screen.
All right, so Omega starts with Saquon. You can't argue that. Trey McBride's an interesting pick there.
That is very interesting getting the tight end around too.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson, we talked about him. And this McMillan, this is a rookie, right? At 47?
Yeah, wide receiver 1.
All right. Where was he at? Do you remember him from school?
Arizona. Stud.
Oh, he was the guy you were telling
Stud.
me that the
Bet I can't bet college player props in PA, but I had a vacation in New Jersey and I bet over 98.5 yards. He had 100 at halftime. I said, this guy's a stud.
yeah, and he was the guy that you wanted us to pick, right? And said, screw a
Yeah.
quarterback, wait till next year. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I was going to say let O'Connell run out there, draft your wide receiver 1, have Brock Bowers, and then draft your quarterback next year.
I like this team a lot. So remember how we were talking about Henderson and Judkins?
Yeah.
He just took both.
I don't hate that.
He's got a good team. I like this team here. Omega. Kyler, yeah, that's fine for a backup because you already have Hurts. If there's your QB1, I might be like, Rashid Shaheed was killing it till he got hurt. Trey Harris, do you know a lot about him?
Rookie Ole Miss. He's pretty good. Bigger body.
Did he
receiver.
play with Jackson Dart? Is that where Dart was?
Yeah, he played with Dart.
Goddard, that's a nice correlation there. Bigsby, I mean, at that point, okay, pretty good. Thielen, he's still around, huh? Justin Bruni will like that one.
I don't know much about this rookie receiver.
Yeah, well, guys, we'll have to give you more breakdown on that one next time. Algiers fine. If Bijan goes down, I mean, that could be a league winner. Michael Wilson, another one. He's fine. I was listening to some stuff last year, and they thought that the way that Wilson ran his routes, he probably should have had more production. So
he drafted a lot of Denver pieces here in the end. He almost got a little slight Denver stack.
Yeah, with no
getting Troy Franklin, getting Bailey late.
And I already told you what my concerns with Denver are, is that they go from that 4th place schedule to the 1st place schedule.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump in and talk. But overall, great team, man. I mean,
yeah, I like that team.
Really, if we were drafting it 2, I think our team could have been pretty close. I don't know if I would have gone McBride number 2 because I feel like I
think it's still wild that you can piece together that Philly stack. Mind you, he doesn't have the receivers, but he has the tight end, the RB, and the quarterback.
Yeah.
Getting Saquon round 1, Hurts round 5, and then he didn't pick Goddard until round 11.
So when you do Saquon and Jalen and Goddard, right, the idea is that you won't go off in the playoffs, but you ping pong.
Yeah.
Right. So Jalen has a bad week. Saquon probably has a huge game. Saquon has a quiet week. Well, Jalen probably went off. So I like.
But just think about when we started this 2 years ago spread. Mind you, Saquon wasn't on the team, but it was flat out impossible unless you drafted with a bunch of bots to draft AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Hurts all together.
Right.
Then last year it was kind of doable. Then they win the Super Bowl, and now it looks like it's very easy to build their stack in these drafts.
Yeah, that's curious, huh? Well, this is also big board and not the other one. We'll see. We'll see how these ADPs change. And that's the tough thing about Underdog. It's the sharpest guys, so the ADP is gonna move appropriately.
Like the only one it looks like he probably would have missed out on would have been AJ Brown because he went on the turn before he came back and picked McBride. But still, he could have landed Devontae Smith at some point in this draft. So yeah, I do like that.
Where did Smith end up?
Smith ends up going
43. Yeah, he got Smith here.
Yeah,
but he went with the rookie instead. So you got to appreciate that. All right. Yeah. Let's go with our guy Snow's team. Jefferson. You talked about liking Taylor more than Irving, and he did as well. T. Higgins. I mean, how many?
He got franchise tagged today.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that means they are going to work the contract out, if he ends up getting traded.
I don't think he gets traded. I think they run it back. Yeah.
Chuba Hubbard in the 4th round.
Seems aggressive, but with no Jonathan Brooks, I don't think they'll put more high draft capital in there. And they just gave him an extension.
Yeah.
I mean, is he the new James Conner where it's like no highlights, but he just gives you fantasy stats every week?
You might be right.
Yeah. All right. So Joe Burrow there, Calvin Ridley. All right.
McMillan.
Yeah. I mean, so there's the idea that Godwin could leave and then McMillan takes over as number 2, right?
Yeah.
Darnell Mooney.
I don't hate that with Penix being the starter now.
Yeah, it should do a lot better there. Ramondre at 99. I mean, Ramondre was going up in the 3rd round.
Yeah, and then getting Ramondre's quarterback right there too.
Yeah, and we talked about ping pong earlier. Tyjae Spears, I think that's a fine dart throw. Man, I put my name on this do not call list, and I just looked over. I've had so many missed calls from spam. All right. Cade Otton, JJ McCarthy, Hunter Henry, Wandale.
He has some nice
DJ Giddens.
He has some nice stacks built in here.
Yeah, he does. Do you know this guy, DJ Giddens?
I do not. I don't know him or Woody Marks, really.
I don't either. So, all right, guys, we're going to do a little more research before the next show, but we appreciate you hanging out. Let's talk about, let's see.
King of Kings was in our chat too, right?
Yeah, he definitely
was.
Is Dark Side Dev? Hey, are you Devo or Zotek? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, let's do King of Kings, and then we'll do LOL Simo, LOL Simo, Jim Calissimo.
You want wide
CD
receiver
Lamb at number 7. Now he was going number 2 last year, so he's betting on the Dallas bounce back. AJ Brown's about as safe as pick you can get in round 2, right?
Yeah, solid pick.
Yeah.
Going very wide receiver heavy over the first 5 rounds. You can never go wrong there, I don't think.
And Kyron in the 3rd round is fantastic value. Mm-hmm. How did Kyron's ADP drop?
They just got to think of usage. They got to how many years outside of the last 2 years has McVay employed a running back committee over a bell cow?
He always is bell cow.
I thought he was always more of the committee.
No, he ran Gurley into the ground and Kyron the last 2 years.
But in between them, it was straight committee. Yeah, maybe it was just because they didn't have the guy to bell cow. But
yeah, I think he'll bell cow. Adunze, I like that. I don't think Keenan Allen's going to come back, and if you believe in Ben Johnson,
yeah, he should be able to play in a very.
DK's a free agent, depending on where he lands. Like if he lands with Vegas and we end up running Aiden O'Connell out back there, it could be rough. But if he ends on, like, let's say Rams don't trade Stafford and he ends up down there, I mean, he could be huge. So it's almost like drafting a rookie, right? You don't know where he's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Omarion Hampton, he's a stud, right?
Yeah, a UNC running back. He's going to be very good.
Tyrone Tracy, nice balance team. You got Caleb to max with Odunze.
You got the best tight end in this upcoming draft, too, there in Tyler Warren.
Bro, I heard he's as good as Bowers.
Tyler Warren was the kid at Penn State. He's good.
Yeah, I heard he's just as good as Bowers.
Yeah, he's very good.
I think that might be my Brock Bowers this year, where I'm going to just take them all and pick 103. The only thing is I'm not going to do is get a stud before him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love that pick there. That might be like the Brock Bowers pick, where it's just like he's going at 17 next year. Dak, of course, because he got CD, makes sense. Hollywood pick. Brown, a name I forgot about. Tyler,
he's also a free agent, I believe.
He'll probably go back to KC. Right?
You would think so, but who knows?
I don't think there's going to be a huge market for him. I mean, he hasn't stayed healthy his whole career, has he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like Jake Ferguson after that. He broke a little Dallas stack. I like that.
Do you know Ollie Gordon?
Oklahoma State running back. He had one very good year.
Oh, I watched him.
He had that very good year 2 years ago, but then this year he was very subpar.
He had good highlights, though.
I don't know if it was him taking the year off because he knows he's going to the NFL, or was it just the 1 year wonder of production? That'll be what we have to wait and see on him. But he could be a solid player also.
All right, Dontavian Wicks. I mean, at that point, 162. That's fine.
Jaden Higgins. I don't know much about him either. I don't know much about either of his next two, but the tight end he took.
Yeah, you took our guy, man. All right. Brashard Smith, do you know him a lot?
I'm not sure where he went to school either. He ran off the rookies right here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, in this draft, I think that's fine.
That's a solid way to do it too, because they're only going to move up with their drafted players.
And what's your opportunity cost? All right, like Justice Hill.
Yeah.
Tyler Higbee, Kendra Miller,
Juwan Johnson.
Yeah. Elijah Moore, I think that's a great pick, and Slayton, whatever, it's your last pick. Yeah. All right, let's do LOL Simo. So he went what I was doing last year. So he goes 4 wide receivers to start. Thomas, Neighbors, Evans, Harrison. I mean, 3 out of 4 is not bad, and the idea that Harrison could break out is not crazy.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara is his kind of hero running back. You want to scroll down for me?
Here, give me 1 second.
Jalen
Waddle next.
Waddle.
Double Jalen's.
Yeah. Jalen Waddle 61 is crazy. Is it just because he can't stay healthy?
He can't stay healthy. I mean, they're all.
Were you the one that messaged me that he always walks out the field after every big catch?
Yeah, he always gets hurt after every big catch.
If he makes a catch, there's no way he's in there next down.
Nope.
All right. Baker, I mean, what a great pick there. Aaron Jones and your guy J.K. Dobbins.
Evan Ingram, that late's a nice pick too in the 11th round.
Yeah, I think so too. I thought he was going to be really good last year, and he had a huge target share 2 years ago. Tua, I think that's good too. Trey Benson, I'm not too high on, but
I don't. He looked like he was running.
He just
with a
looked so
weighted
slow
jack
last year. What do you think of Dylan Sampson? Do you know
That's
him?
a Tennessee running back. He's really fast. He could be an explosive player.
He was with Lane Kiffin.
Yeah. If Kiffin's still at Tennessee,
isn't he?
You're asking the wrong guy about coaches.
All right. And he took Shador. He took the risk on Shador. Dalton and Chig, that's fine for where he got him. And what'd you say Jordan James was?
I believe he was the Texas running back. Let me confirm that. I could be wrong.
And then Malik Washington with their last pick to go to it. That's not bad. All right. This is fun, dude. It's good. Dude, I've been so worried about all this real estate stuff.
No, he's an Oregon running back. That's who he is.
Yeah. Yeah, Omega went wide receiver light, rookie heavy. Yeah, I think Chuba. I think he's gonna be the next James Conner. So Dev, all right, maybe he'll jump in with us next time, but we had plenty of us. He said Hollywood said he wants to go to the Bills.
I could see that.
I might as well. There's not
a lot of guys are probably looking at KC and seeing them get blown out. Look at Buffalo, knowing they're right there, like they're going to be the next team that gets to their Super Bowl.
And also the opportunities, right? I mean, who are you competing with?
Yeah, opportunities. Josh Allen's got a bazooka arm.
Yeah,
he seems more willing to air it out more than Mahomes anymore. So
yeah. All right, well, this is fun. So I thought DraftKings was going to have some of these up yet, but they don't. So we'll stay on Underdog until DraftKings gives us some content.
Cool. Sounds like a plan.
All right. Final thoughts, Tyler, before we get out of here?
I think we did good. I think we're going to do this running back. I think when we end up at the back of the first round, we're going to be picking running backs to start the draft instead of wide receivers. So we shall see how that goes as these drafts progress through the summertime.
Yeah, I talked about at the top of the show. I wanted to go heavier on running back. So I'm really pleased with the team that we did. So we'll be back next week, most likely on Underdog once again. But once DraftKings throws some contests up, we'll be switching over to that. Guys, this is Fanspeak.com, the Fanspeak Network. Steve and Meg are going to continue to preview rookies and do drafts like this. Justin and Andrew have been doing shows like I listened to the regression one today. They'll continue to do that as well as rip some drafts as well. So fanspeak.com does have you covered. Those articles are going to be up soon. Everyone says wait to draft, but I think that it's been proven time in and time out. Get in here early. Like we talk about betting the first half of basketball games, Tyler, get in and get out.
Yep.
I think that's the same thing. I stopped drafting last year around the third week of August. And then I picked it up once again for that final weekend. Just going off like contest selection and where I was trying to find overlay. So I'll be going for that strategy again. But this is the Fanspeak Network. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back next week.